Is it because we have the Thames? Guys, did you know that at one point, I think it was during the Victorian times, the Thames was like brown because of how much sewage was dumped in it? No one wants to know that. Why am I telling you guys this? Fun fact about the UK and tap water.
Brilliant invention, and yet something that seems to have passed Britain by. You'll get Americans coming over here and asking why our taps look like they're from the 1940s. And even here in my
What the hell? What's wrong with our taps?
my parents' bathroom, I'm visiting my folks this weekend, they just had a new bathroom put in. Separate hot and cold tap.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's so true. I never realized that, like, America doesn't do that. Oh my gosh. Wait, do you guys have that? Yeah or nah? Separate hot and cold taps.
There are all sorts of theories out there about why that might be, generally revolving around, well, we're British and stiff upper lip and, you know, we don't need mixer taps, we never...
Stiff upper lip. Okay, I'm not going to do.
Well, that's partly true, but it also goes back to how houses in Britain...
Guys, what does stiff upper lip mean?
...were constructed after World War II. In most old British houses, there's a cold water storage tank up in the attic. It's reasonably sized, about 250 litres, and that in turn feeds a hot water storage tank that's for the central heating and for hot water in the bathroom and the kitchen and so on. But the trouble is, that might not be...
Wait, true. Wait,
now
hold on, my
I can
microwave went off.
understand why UK is not part of the EU anymore. Crazy people.
Guys, do you want to know you want to know something crazy? You want to know something crazy? My mom still supports Brexit. And every time I'm like, bro, why? Okay, I feel like when people voted for Brexit, okay, they got told a lot of fake information, right? Like about what's gonna happen when we leave the EU, okay? Like, you know, like England will prosper. Like, we just got told a lot of fake stuff, okay? But like pretty much no one supports leaving the EU now. Apart from my mom. She won't let it go. I actually legitimately cannot have a conversation with her without her being like, W, life's great since we left the EU. Sorry, okay, let me get my noodles. She doesn't say W, just to confirm. Okay, my mother is a true Brexit geezer. Also, chat, look at my noodles. Look my noodles in the eye. Oh my gosh, they're actually really hot. Hold on. Blue blanket has many uses for blue blanket, by the way.
Entirely safe drinking water.
Guys, look at this. Wow. I'm not going to eat it right now because, you know, I've got a sensitive tongue. Might hurt a little bit. But, do you hear the sound of that? Yummy, no? I know you guys think it looks yummy. Honestly, I bet there's one guy right now watching this and he's like, reminded me it's time for my dinner. I'm hungry now. I know there's someone watching. Okay, anyways, for the day, WW easy clap.
Because that cold water storage tank in some houses that weren't properly maintained might have been open to the elements or
Your
silted
mom
up
can't
or...
be that old.
Yeah. Also, she's actually I'm not gonna say my mum's age. Well, you know, there is probably some young people that believe it as well. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So there was a bathroom upstairs in our house. And I, for years, used to drink out of the bathroom upstairs and my mum didn't realize. And then she like freaked out and she was like, oh my gosh, you can't drink out of that tap. Like it's like the thing is really dirty. Like the septic tank. The septic tank is really dirty. You can't do that.
Covered with iron rust, or in one particular case that you can read about, have a couple of dead rats floating in it. That water might technically not be drinkable. And under the regulations, I looked up the
Wait, you didn't drink septic water? Oh, wait.
Regulations, it is not counted as drinking water. The cold, meanwhile, at least...
Well, you know what? It built my iron stomach. Oh, you wanna get abs like this? You want your tummy to make this noise when you punch it as well? Okay, not gonna lie, my tummy is starting to hurt from all that punching. But you want your tummy to sound like that as well, okay? All you need to do is run 20 kilometers every day. Like, run 20 kilometers a day like me. And also at the same time, eat a lot of food that is preferably off. And you'll get there as well. Almost a half marathon. I mean, I ran more after that. I just, you know, I was gonna like put last pick as PB, you know, for like the engagement bait, but I couldn't bring myself to lie because it's not. I couldn't bring myself to do it, so I had to put something else. Anyways, septic tanks aren't plumbed drinking water. Wait, what's a septic tank? Oh wait, my bad. I don't think I was drinking out of the septic tank. Okay, you know what I mean. I was not drinking out. I meant the water drinking. I was drinking out of the
Is
water.
where your liquid waste goes when you don't have connection to city water and sewer.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't drinking out of the septic tank. Just to confirm. Anyways, no, okay, to be fair, we have about lead poisoning now. Guys, back in my parents' day, okay, they would just chew on their lead pencils. Thinking nothing of it, they would just chomp down on their lead pencils. Anyone here was a pen chewer? Guys, you ever not have a pen at school and like ask like a baddie for a pen and then she just gives you her dribbled chewed tooth marked pen? Tough one. Oh my gosh. Wait, you know what's so sad? The fact that like in the future, or like honestly probably now, kids won't be writing as much. They'll be like using devices to write notes. So they won't ever get that experience of the cute shorty with the chewed up salivary pen. You know, right? Anyways, chewing lead and inhaling asbestos, the good old days. Nah, and like inhaling, do you guys know fiberglass? I always used to play in the fiberglass because we always used to live on like a building site. So I would just roll, well not roll, but I would like mess around with the fiberglass, you know, because it's one of those things that, like, you know, I don't want to say good pain. If I say good pain, someone's gonna be like, not like that, okay? But like, you know, like some people like spice, okay? Fiberglass is like good pain, you know, so I used to really like fiberglass as well, which I don't think is very good for you. Spreading misinfo as usual.
You seem like the kind of person that would appreciate a fun fact about pencils.
My
Check
bad.
this out. What do you
My
call
bad.
this stuff that's inside a pencil? If you're deep in the pencil fandom, you probably call it graphite,
Well, it's not lead anymore, but I think it used to be, no?
and that's correct.
Like they changed it, which is why I said my parents. I didn't chew on lead. Do I seem like the type?
But more often than not, we call it lead. I always assumed that this is
'Cause it
because at one
used to
time
be lead.
pencils were actually made out of lead.
Oh.
But apparently, that's wrong.
What?
This is
Guys, I got my information from my parents. Okay, blame them, not me.
Nicolas Jean
My
Conte,
bad.
and
My
he
bad.
invented the modern pencil. Which
I guess
apparently
they
was
thought it was a flex to be chewing on lead.
a dangerous
I
occupation.
don't know.
He made a writing instrument by encasing a piece of graphite in clay and wood, kind of like this. Now, people have been doing something like this with graphite way back into antiquity, so Jacques technically wasn't the first person to do this, but he did make the same mistake that everyone else did. And that is looking at raw graphite and confusing it with raw lead because of how similar they look. So even though they were never made of lead, the name just stuck. But the best part is that the mineral graphite actually gains its name
Why were my parents just spitting lies?
from this use, coming from the Greek word graphene to write or draw, meaning we gave this mineral its name because of how good it is at drawing pictures. So make sure to sauce me a follow if you seem like the kind of person that would appreciate
Guys, first person to answer this gets,
Back in the 80s
cheek
and
squidges.
90s we
Oh, wait,
used
one
have
sec.
to be home by the time the street light came on. If we wanted water we didn't go in the house, you went to the garden hose. I honestly don't think kids today could
What?
handle the life we had as kids.
What do you mean? Oh, back in the 80s and 90s, we used to be home by the time the streetlights came on. What does that mean? Why would they come? That's not true. My parents grew up in the 60s. My parents grew up in the 60s and they didn't experience that, I don't think. They still stayed up late and stuff. Honestly, I feel like, guys, COVID. I don't want to say, I don't want to say that word. Every time people say that word, you know, people's brains switch off. But I'm actually going to completely blame it on that, okay? Because I remember as a kid, my parents would always tell me like stories of what they did when they were teenagers, right? Like my dad, is this incriminating my father? He was a minor. This was 50 something years ago, okay? But like he was always like, yeah, I used to like set haystacks on fire. Sorry, rage mate. And like do all this crazy stuff with my friends. And my mom was like, yeah, I used to like be in with the farmers and we used to like go drive tractors around and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so lit. And when I was a teenager, I was like,
In
I'm
the
gonna go
70s and
graffiti,
80s parents
right?
were
And be
different. They just
skaters.
let their kids go out into the street and play all day and expect
Yes.
them home for dinner.
Yeah, that's what like it was like for both of my parents. And yeah, I always just assumed that was gonna be me, and it never was. I literally didn't. I don't know. I didn't do anything. I feel like I didn't do anything bad. No, but I actually did it. Feral children. No, but back in the day, I feel like, you know, you could just get away with more stuff. Not that I would do anything bad necessarily. And all Lydia did was sit at home and revise. True. For what, bro? For what? Okay, sorry. Anyways, I said that I would not yap today, and I have been yapping. But yeah, chat, just so you know, this is, it's starting to go hard. This will solidify very quickly from now on, okay? Time to lock in. Chat today. Ooh, my cola fell on the floor. Today, chatty, we will be doing a lot of different things. We're actually beating 3 different Elden Ring bosses. You know, haters gonna hate and say that we're not. Believe it if you want to believe it. But first of all, we are doing meme. So memes have been sent in by the community to Reddit, and today we will be going through them and preventing the spread of misinformation, of which I am sure there is much of, as there always is. Hold up, let me. Okay, number 1. Hold on. Chat, permission to sit. I actually can't do standing. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can jump around, but I feel like it's kind of difficult to watch someone when they're jumping around. It's been too long. Can I sit on my like running is fine.
Lydia,
standing,
guess what?
Too much. Harry, oh my gosh, we were just talking about vandalism. Okay. How you doing, bud? How you doing? Okay. And butter, we were also talking about butter. Okay, why am I so low down now? Guys, my pictures, I put them on the wall and I was like, they're too low. How are they so low? They look weirdly low, okay? Why, when I stream, do they look so gosh darn high up? Okay. They're like freakishly low on the walls. Okay, anyways. It's all about the angles. I'm actually 10 foot tall. Haters not gonna believe, but okay, sorry. Okay, we all knew this day would come. Okay. LinkedIn Interpol. Lydia Violet owning an unlicensed gun, tax evasion, attempted arson, insurance fraud, identity theft. Guys, correct. This person is from Interpol. Guys, first of all, I don't know what Interpol is. Sorry. I'm very small. Okay, hold on. I don't even know what Interpol is, bro. Okay, so why would I be a part of that? It doesn't even sound like that tough of a gang. Okay. If I'm gonna join a gang, it better be a good one. The police. I'm part of the police, so I'm a cop. Could I be a cop? Hypothetically, do you think that I could be able to become an American policeman? Or they wouldn't want me. They wouldn't want me because I'm not American. I couldn't become the president, right? Hypothetically, if I wanted to I really couldn't go into politics. Not that I have any interest going into politics, but I probably couldn't go into politics either, right? Crazy. I could be a good president. I'm actually not gonna say that because I'm trying to steal the president's job or anything, you know? Okay, sorry. Anyway, crazy tangents. Okay, just a simple law-abiding citizen. Nothing to see here. Not a UK agent. Okay, I would not own a gun. However, okay, I've got pepper spray. Okay, I feel very powerful with my pepper spray. I feel as though I am wielding the universe, you know, and I walk around tougher as a result now. I got it pinned to my bag, and I shan't be bringing it to at least Rotterdam because, you know, border control. Probably wouldn't like that. However, San Diego, okay, sorry, I can't actually say that because they won't let me in. No, I'm not bringing any weapons in apart from these weapons. Guys, imagine being Eddie Hall. Literally don't even need a weapon. Not that I'm basically the same person. Anyways, okay. But yes, this is not true. Okay, I've never done anything bad, which was actually just what I was complaining about. I would one day like to do some bad stuff, but not yet. Okay, this is my dream job. Okay, first of all, I feel like this reminds me of a picture. You know what they're like when they're like, this is what influencers will look like in 20 years from now. I look like that, bro. Why did you... AI has come so far. Okay, what the hell? Second of all, okay, hear me out. Would I watch people on CCTV when I can just have a conversation with them in real life? More so talking about Melina than Sydney Sweeney right now, okay? But why would I do that? Make it make sense? You look rather derpy. I do like people watching, you're right, okay? But even still, nonetheless, guys, I have a reception, right? Okay, because I needed to get a flat that had like security and stuff, right? So at the reception, they have CCTV. And I was trying to get into the building, and I couldn't get into the building. And then I finally get in after like 10 minutes because I thought the door fob wasn't working. And the reception lady goes, ha ha ha, that took you a long time. Bro, she was watching me on the CCTV. Bro was just stood there watching me not be able to get into the building on the CCTV. It's not a big building. She could have, honestly, don't even worry about it. Okay. I am completely fine with that happening. Anyways, Lydia Violet lost the fight to Floofy. I let him win.
To be fair,
bruh.
she was probably
I
laughing
let
as well
him
as
win.
watching, so multitasking.
That doesn't make it better. I can multitask too, okay? But I wouldn't multitask. I would help people. People grin. Some would call me helpful Lydia, I guess. The mistreated job of the camera woman. I'm exhausted. Can I have some food, please, and water? Guys, let's just say, okay, whoever the cameraman is for TwitchCon, okay, just know there is a free buffet inside all of the places at TwitchCon. If I see you, okay, if I see you yoink from the free buffet, let's just say, okay, that little burrito will be smacked out of your hand, okay? No eating on the job. The 10 hour a day. No eating on the 10 hours a day. There's not, okay. You can sniff the food as I hold it to the camera to show chat. Okay, you can do that. But you take too much of a whiff. You get too many pixels. Oh my gosh, wait, I'm actually living in a VR. Okay, you get too many atoms, pixels, same thing, into your nose, okay? Then that counts as eating. Let's just say, buddy, Lydia is nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys. What? Guys, yeah, because we can sing, duh. If you not heard of Lydia rap yet, use Behind the Times. Goes a little something like, ayo, ayo. It goes a little something like, ooh, ay, ooh, ay. It goes a little something like, Addison Rae, Addison Rae. It goes a little something like, ooh, way, I'm gonna beat you in the Grammys. Please don't L to me. Okay, anyway. Thought of that all off the top of my head, by the way. Okay, haters gonna hate and say I made it up beforehand. These have not been looked at. Okay. Last known whereabouts of peak revealed.
All right, how'd we do?
Hi, so unfortunately we weren't able to take any of your stinky, nasty, ugly little garbage troll clothes. It looks like you fished them out of a dumpster, and we don't want any of those here because this is a respectable establishment. And we actually also think you're a fugly clown rat girl, and also...
Who sent this in? What the hell are you, Capital Colon? Guys, the fact that people are saying clocked and not even Capital Colon is crazy right now.
You smell, and we can tell that you've never put together a decent outfit in your sad little life. So maybe think about that next time before you drag your little turd rags in here, okay?
Okay, totally. For sure. Thank you so much anyway. All right, how'd we do?
Hi, so unfortunately...
Actually, I used to work for a charity shop for free. So it wasn't work. Yeah, I used to volunteer. That's the word. Volunteer. I used to volunteer, okay, at a charity shop, okay? And, brother, they accepted everything. They accepted everything, okay? And it was my job, okay? I was in the back rooms, okay? I was going through all the clothes, okay? And you know why? Because it was RSPCA, right? So I wanted to do some volunteering. And so I went downtown. I walked downtown when I was like 16, and I walked to the RSPCA thingy. It was just like a shop which is like animal shelter, right? And I walked in, and it was like a charity shop, right? And And I told them I wanted to help and like volunteer for the animal charity. And they were like, okay, great. But I didn't realize there were like no animals and it was a clothes shop, which is fine. I was still raising money for animals. I was just expecting to be more hands-on, but whatever. But then I felt too awkward. So I did it for like literally a year. Anyways, it was only like once a week, but I did it for like a year. Anyways, I volunteered here and I was in the back rooms and they have like a list of like all the brands, right? And you go through and you mark the clothes and it's like crazy. It would be like, oh, this is from, to be fair, they're all English stores, so you wouldn't know them. But it was like nice stores. Okay, this could be between £4 and £7. And like bad store, like Tesco, this can be between £1 and £3. It was like crazy prices. I swear they could have sold it for more. But hopefully I helped out a few doggos. And some doggies be eaten for reals. Ordering a coffee, America versus Italy. I can click. Okay. Ordering a coffee, America versus Italy.
No, just black.
Small, medium, large, extra large?
Small.
Anything else, sir?
No.
Okay, that will be $15. How would you like to pay?
Card.
Credit or debit?
They're giving you options. What's wrong?
Credit.
And would you like to donate $2?
No.
Okay, just a reminder that tip is not included.
Of course
All right,
it's not.
your coffee should be ready in about 30 minutes, sir.
30 minutes. Perfect. Thank you so much.
That's a good thing, right? I don't know.
Salve, un caffè.
Subito. €1.
Prego.
Grazie.
Hey, I'm from Italy. I make good coffee. I didn't even know. I've never had an Italian coffee in my life. I didn't know. Wait, hold on. Where's coffee from? Espresso. Wait, hold on. Is coffee Italian? No, there's no way. Coffee's from... Wait, hold on. Where is espresso from? Oh, it's Arabic. Okay. Espresso. Honestly, you could have gaslit me there really hard. Okay. Being given options is nice. Also, they didn't even... they didn't even like ask about the milk. To which I have soy. Chat, are you a soy if you have soy milk? There's nothing wrong with having soy milk, eh? It actually stops the cows from getting milked, so that's WW. Would you like Lydia the cow getting milked? I wouldn't, so there's that. Is this the play? The play. The play. You could be like, Lydia, haha, he got a response and you did it, okay? The initial, and you know what, honestly, I understand why you're mistaken, okay? But here's the thing. He came up on her feed, so she saw him, okay? She didn't see me. She didn't see my DM, okay? She didn't, just believe me. She didn't see my DM, so it's not like she ignored me. It's just like she didn't see it. Whereas, if she had have seen me, okay, which will happen one day, I will appear on the feed. Okay, also, this could be fake. Ever thought about that? You know, leaking messages. Anyways, moving on. Go on a movie with her. Okay. I will go on a movie with her. WW. You know what? Okay, there is a streamer that actually is in a movie with Sweeney. So, you know what? If there's a will, there's a way, and we can make it happen. In Euphoria. I could be in Euphoria. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if Euphoria is like really
you
sus.
couldn't get Sydney's attention if you asked a genie in a bottle for it.
Bro, what do you mean? Okay, there is literally a streamer. I'm in a group chat with the people from Sidemen. I've never typed in the group chat before. Should I mute it? I'm never gonna type in the group chat. Hold on. Sorry, it's popping up and I'm getting distracted. Okay. Let me mute it really quick. Just because, you know, a lot they okay. Oh, wow, wait, what did I just do? Oh, flip. I just locked the group chat. What did I I clicked the wrong button. What if I'm video calling them right now? Okay, I'm going to mute the group chat. Always. Okay. Anyways, yes, as I'm saying, okay, there is literally a streamer, okay, that was with Sydney Sweeney, which means it can happen, and it is possible. I mean, there is also a streamer that was with LeBron James. I don't care, I'd rather be with Sydney Sweeney. So true, so possible. There's a will, there's a way. And you know what? If every single person watching right now messages Euphoria and said Lydia Violet should be in the next episode, then it would nearly definitely happen. But that won't happen because all the lurkers, you know.